just accept or condone the event. Forgiveness means to be in compassion with the other person, to be in the same passion, different coins of the same, different sides of the same coin.
Yeah, because studies show that when you don't forgive, most of the time you seek revenge. And then when you don't find somebody to revenge to, you revenge to yourself.
Not just that, but you also get sick. Physically sick. Resentment creates cancer and also
liver damage,
hardened arteries. Everything gets crushed hard. So it actually, when you have resentment or revenge, or if you're going, it physically damages your body as well.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. All of the
energetically.
Yes.
All of the bodily problems are related in a book that's called The Metaphysical Causation for Disease. And every organ has an emotion.
Yes.
So the lungs are grief, and it's no coincidence that all of the firemen died of pulmonary disease. So there are many, many things that are going on. But now we're going to get...
July we are having, July 11, we are having
right?
conversation about my book. And then August 8, we are having fundraising education at United Nations. And we're going to have a speaker come to speak about how we can do fundraising through social media. So you are all invited.
Very nice.
Okay, now the word is for the littlest pet.
What's up?
Please tell us your story. I have to hear it.
So my family hails from Sarajevo. My father's from Montenegro. My mom is from a small medieval town north of Sarajevo. What brought me here was political and religious asylum. My family is mostly Muslim, although I just through Facebook found out that there's also a few other variations, I guess. My family wasn't really religious. We were very just, living life without religion. So my story begins at the start of the war. We are from there, and my father had dialysis problems. He had kidney problems from a very, I guess since like 85, before I was born. Which, once the war started, they had to make room for veterans and for the injured. So they pretty much kicked out everyone from the dialysis ward and from all of these treatment centers, from all the hospitals, to make room for all of these injured. So what happened to us was we had to leave the city since it was under siege and not many supplies were coming in. As we were leaving, we had to make way through some of these lines, through some of these border controls. And most of these border controls, it was pretty much stop, eliminate, and confiscate sort of mentality. So when we got up to these guys, it's kind of funny. First we were just booking it down the central road. At the time it was called the Marshal Tito, which is like the road of, the boulevard of Tito, who was the leader.
Oh, Tito, yeah. Wasn't he Bulgarian?
Croatian. He was born in Croatia, although there are reports that he's a spy from Soviet Union. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of it. But in any case, it was renamed during the war. The place was renamed to Sniper Alley because you just couldn't pass by and you were bound to get shot. But this was still early on in the war, like a couple of months in. I've seen a few firefights off the balcony. That was pretty interesting. Although it just looks like fireworks at a young age. I was 5 years old, by the way. There was a police station that got raided right behind us. Everyone killed. And these are like death squads that just go into a building, they eliminate everyone in the building, and then they just leave. And what got them away was, with the United Nations, everyone's closed Saturday, Sunday, so most of their operations took place Friday night into Sunday. So by the time the International Committee said stop, they're like, okay, no problem, we'll stop, and then we'll just start again over the weekend. So there was a lot of that, but anyway, getting back to the story. My father had papers to get to a city of Travnik. It's in northern Bosnia. It was controlled by us. He can get clinical and medical supplies there. And I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with kidney failure or polycystic renal It's he had no kidneys. Both of them were eliminated.
Yeah, you go through a machine.
Yes, it pumps you out, and then it pumps all the blood back in, cleans it out. So it's a long process.
Is he alive?
No, he passed away last year.
Not
actually.
here, but
Yes.
he survived the
war. He actually got a kidney transplant here in the United States. He lived a very, very fulfilling life.
life.
Yeah. So that was good. But as we were leaving, we were stopped by one of these border patrols on the outskirts of the city, and they didn't see me. My parents. There was my parents and two other people from this clinic. They were with my dad. My dad was the last person to die from this dialysis clinic. From this, so everyone else that stayed obviously died, and the people that left, they all slowly but surely perished
Come
in
in.
their homes or wherever they moved to.
Hi. Is this the mirror?
Yes, this is the mirror.
I
Hey,
can
what's
see
up?
her from afar. She glows.
Hi.
Welcome. Please sit
Sorry
here.
I'm late.
Come. Just scooch in.
Come on in. I'm telling my Sarajevo survival story.
Oh, please. Need to hear that.
Yes, we'll need to
So
hear
we were stopped. There was 4 of us in the car. My dad just bought this car, so it was obviously eye candy for the soldiers. So when we pulled into, they obviously flagged us down. And all these people that you're encountering, they all have, the traditional guns and bullets all around them, and then the masks. All you see is eyes, so it's very,
Scary.
very not appealing.
Very scary.
We actually missed the convoy leaving from Sarajevo a few hours before. They left early, I guess. So as they left, we were trying to catch up to them. These guys stopped us, and they didn't see me, so they just, the guy. This is a lot of my dad also telling stories from you listening to some of this, but a few things I remember. But they pretty much the guy called to his second in command or whatever. Let's tie them up. Let's get this over with. And so they were getting ready to execute everyone there. In the back there was like a wall, execution wall. But they ended up not doing it because I stepped out of the vehicle last, and the guy, I guess it was still early on in the war, so he still wasn't as jaded and as angry. So he looked at me, he just told us to get the fuck back into the city because I have a daughter his age, so I won't. You guys are gonna die anyway, so I don't want to be the ones. So anyway, as we were walking back, we got stopped by a few Serb militia guards. Now they were Sarajevo Serbs, which is different from the regular mountain folk that were fighting. These were educated individuals, and they helped us out. They gave us shelter for a few hours, and they also thought we were crazy. They're like, "Why are you guys walking back into the city? Don't you know that that's not the way you should be going?" We explained ourselves. They gave us some food and some water. And we talked to them a little bit. They're like, "We're sorry that this is going on. This should stop immediately because it's a madhouse." But in any case, my dad somehow got in contact with the command chief, with the police chief of that unit there in that area. So he ended up going into their headquarters, which must have been very frightening for my dad because the way he was telling us later, he was quite literally, pardon my French, shitting bricks. Because he's literally walking through these guys that are on both sides, and they're all just sharpening their knives for tonight's hunt, and they're all getting their guns ready. And he's just walking through, and none of them knew his name. If any of them knew his name, he would have been killed on the spot because you can tell by the name where you're from, what region, and who you are. So somehow he got to the commander, and he started speaking to him. I don't know how he introduced himself because you can't tell his name, but. Anyway, the commander ended up going to this guerrilla unit, this paramilitary force. Remember, this is a police chief that has no authority to this guy, and somehow he convinced them. He's like, "Come on, we're not like this. This isn't what we're here to do. We're supposed to keep." They were trying to keep the country from falling apart, but to no avail. But they somehow convinced the guy to give back the car, and obviously all the stuff was stolen. But my mom managed to sew in a fake pocket into my little jacket, so it was on the inside, so no one knew. They weren't going to check me. But we finally got the car back, and we finally started heading out. And I remember, the guy was just telling him, he's like, "All right, you guys got through us, but the Croatians are going to give you an even bigger problem." My dad knew that was bullshit. He just wanted to get to them because he knew that once you got there, it was safe, and you were more or less good to go. Once we got to the Croatian border, these guys were just drinking and playing chess, and they didn't even bother looking at us. They're just like, if you manage to get out, you're good. You're fine. Go. You must be one of ours or something. So they let us go through, and we obviously didn't go to this city in Bosnia because that would have also been sooner or later a death trap. We ended up going straight for Croatia, which we couldn't tell the Serb commander because they would have killed us right away. So we ended up getting there. They gave us, they gave my father medical treatment, very good medical treatment. He said it was pretty good, much better than Sarajevo. Yeah, we spent a year in Croatia until we finally got refugee passes to come here. And yeah, we was either here or Germany.
When did you come here?
We came here in 93.
What?
93? October of
93, so
yes.
you had a long trek of
yeah.
recovery.
October of 93. I remember because Halloween was right around the corner, and when I found out, I'm like, they give candy to kids here just because this is gold. How did we not have this?
So cute.
So that was my earliest memory of here, trick-or-treaters at the door. But yeah, we got out. Some neighbors and some people weren't as lucky. A rocket actually flew into my grandmother's apartment. She was with her neighbor, which was right above, and you know they felt like there was like a thud and there was shaking, and you know you look down and you see smoke coming out of your apartment. Yeah, it flew into our bathroom, so that was more or less good because it was contained. But yeah, that's
Thank
you know,
you.
I didn't actually, and you definitely had it way.
You had it plenty rough, don't you?
Yeah.
That's,
Thank you.
yeah, really.
Thank you.
It's another survivor over there in Bosnia.
Okay. I want to tell you all that thank you for being here because you're here by divine appointment. There's no coincidence that we gathered all of these people throughout the years because we're trying to change this mindset and turn it into a positive.
We're not trying, we
outcome.
are changing.
We are changing it, you're right. So let's welcome Demira. Demira, tell us about you. Hi. I'm just have to excuse myself for a second. I'm touching everybody's legs. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Demira, I'm 26, almost 27. And I've been only 3 years in America. I don't have a story like Mirza. I mean, I was 5 when the war started and my parents left for Germany as refugees as well. So I don't remember too much, honestly, and we came back to Bosnia in 95, right when the war started. But I do remember missing my dad because he stayed in Bosnia. And then a little bit after he escaped as well and he came to Germany, actually to Croatia because we stayed with my aunts. And I remember like when I saw him after a while that I really actually missed him. He was not present, but I didn't know why or where he is or what's war. But once he came back, I realized, oh my God, I missed this person actually. You know, when you're 5, you don't really realize what's happening and what's going on. And then, yeah, I just remember actually the German part of being there from 5 till 8 years old, and then when we came back. But my mom's family stayed in Bosnia, and I remember her being really influenced by all this, because she did not speak to her parents, to anyone in her family, and that's really traumatic, at least was for her, and for me actually watching it. So yeah.
Did she lose her family?
No, but all her 3 brothers were in concentration camps all 3 years. And now they're feeling it, you know, bad kidneys, bad from sleeping on the concrete for all 3 years, so, yeah.
Okay, we're going to go all together to have a picture to document this event. This is Paul Slatkus. He's giving us a live interview. Welcome him.
Hello.
And we're going to discuss very briefly what he's going to do in Central Park, so we're on board. And, we're going to have a picture because this is being documented. We're not filming it today in our regular video, so please let's go all to the side. Very arranged as if you're in the you're like ninjas.